Ah, California, the Golden State, the land of opportunity. Or is it? Our story begins in January of 1848, at the start of the Californian Gold Rush. The rush would last for about 7 years and would attract approximately 300,000 new visitors to the state, thinking this could be a land of opportunity to which they would get that wish. People were traveling all across the country to the western side to see what the big deal was. It's fascinating anomalies from earthquakes, nice temperatures, stocks, entertainment, to history kept everyone engaged. The point would only be amplified when the Beach Boys came into the picture in 1961. They were a 5-piece pop band out to change the world's perception of California as this laid-back and cool state for teenagers to hang out and chill, to relax by the beach and look at all the pretty babes, you know? And pretty soon, every other artist would follow in their footsteps. Bob Dylan, The Doors, Katy Perry, Tupac, Led Zeppelin, you name them, they most likely talked about the state of California at some point. The Golden State was a place for potential success, an outlet to break out into the entertainment industry. When you think of California, you think of things like the sunset, the beach, the Golden Gate Bridge, the Laurel Canyon, or its various other landmarks like museums, films, and especially the music. For a time, it felt like once you made it there, you never want to leave. The 60s were certainly the state's high point. It was used as an outlet to forget about the looming threat of nuclear annihilation put in place by the USSR at the time. There was fear that everyone was a communist. During the mid-60s, the Beach Boys would change the sound of the state once again with the release of the now iconic Pet Sounds, an album about the longing for a better future and the loss of idealism. Because of this shift, everyone would once again follow suit with the band, making now iconic protest music, with artists such as Jimi Hendrix coming to mind, being one of the pioneers of psychedelic, peaceful, hippie protest music. Despite all of these positive changes in the sound of the state, a number of tragedies would overshadow the longing of opportunity the state was known for. The Manson murders, the various Hollywood scandals, and Woodstock West would violently close out the peaceful decade of the 60s for California. Artists like David Bowie, the Eagles, and even the Beatles would go on to criticize the practices and beliefs of the state. Ironically, as the state began to deteriorate, it was also used as a place to vent out frustrations, as was evident by the hip-hop boom of the 90s thanks to the likes of Tupac. Places like Compton would be put on the map thanks to the likes of NWA. And this leads us to the main focal point of the presentation, the introduction of the Red Hot Chili Peppers, a funk rock alt-rock band formed in California in 1982, one of the first bands to witness the effects of Californication firsthand. Californication, the song and the album of the same name, were released at the very turn of the millennium. The song has since become the band's most iconic and signature tracks, ironically being the band's most successful single, considering the song's subject matter and the negative effects of success. Someone even made a video game based on the song's music video. I don't know, I guess many people really like the chorus? The song, obviously, is a combination of California and the act of fornicating, premarital sex. The band has been known for their explicitly sexual themes, but this is one of the first few times where they were actually subtle with their tone, while also using such points to make a critique towards the state of California. The song would also go on to inspire other California rebellion tracks from Rise Against, The Neighborhood, Grimes, Childish Gambino, and Car Seat Headrest, to name a few. It's a song that goes into the very history of California to piece together what went so horribly wrong. In the first verse, they talk about a looming threat of the USSR coming to steal your mind's elation. But that everyone flocks on over to California to forget about the war and pursue dreams of success, to take the Californication route. In the second verse, we're settled into the main focus of the song, California. It's the edge of the world in all of Western civilization. The sun may rise in the east, at least it's settled in a final location. Everyone unpacks their things here, pursuing the entertainment industries of Hollywood. The bridge then goes into detail about the fakeness of the mindless actors of Hollywood, how they use their makeup or plastic surgery to stay as relevant as possible. Hey, In the chorus, they make a direct reference to the firstborn unicorn, Dorothy Stratton. She's well known for being one of the members of Playboy, and was also murdered by her husband, and is used as a subtle icon to show the effects of living the Californication lifestyle, with her crime scene photos being a prime example. She was dead and bare naked. Despite tragedies like the Manson murders and the Woodstock Live, people to this day are still dreaming of Californication. To conform to the corrupt nature of the state and pursue success in an endless lifestyle perfected by the celebrities of the past. The third verse is one of the most fascinating and earth-shatteringly depressing parts of the song, describing a teenager having uncomfortable relations with a faceless celebrity as she gets pregnant and desperately needs to figure out how to raise the baby. The celebrity covers all of it up and decides to buy a star on the Hall of Fame.
A teenage bride with a baby inside, getting high on information. And buy me a star on a boulevard, it's Californication.
It's a depressingly realistic dark reality, how celebrities can virtually do anything then cover it up like it never happened. The fourth verse talks the most trash about the dark reality of Hollywood, describing how such fantastic imagery seen in films like Star Wars or Star Trek are all just made in a Hollywood basement. There's even a reference to the belief that the moon landings were faked.
Space may be the final frontier, but it's made in a Hollywood basement.
Lots of films suffer from this dark reality, most especially The Wizard of Oz, which nearly all of its actors suffered immensely for it to be made. Despite the fakeness of Hollywood, there's still light at the end of the tunnel, with a direct reference to Nirvana, Kurt Cobain, Foo Fighters, and David Bowie, all within the same line. Kurt Cobain, frontman of Nirvana, infamously committed suicide due to a number of reasons, most notably because of fame and living the California lifestyle. He was screwed over by his record label after all. The band's drummer, Dave Grohl, would go on to form the Foo Fighters, which have paid tribute to Kurt multiple times. Most notably, the band would cover David Bowie's famous album, Station to Station, in honor of Kurt covering one of Bowie's songs, The Man Who Sold the World. The line could also be used to identify UFOs during World War II, as their blinding spheres of light travel from, well, station to station. The second bridge talks of the people who have already sold their souls to Californication, starting a new life in a fake world where the population is controlled by the faceless corporations, the governors of the state, and abortion pills. Pretty soon, the dark reality seems to set in, where California is a drug that can never leave you. After a guitar solo, we lead into the final verse, which describes the future effects of Californication. Because the state is known for its earthquakes, the band predicts that the state will one day fall due to an earth-shattering earthquake. The band further makes a point that even if California bursts into flames, explodes, falls apart on itself, or is consumed by some kind of tsunami, the effects and the sheer idea of Californication is still as rampant anywhere else in the world. It's all too late, and the damage is already done. Destroying California is of no use. Young girls with guitars are still dreaming of success in the entertainment industry, but thanks to the climate of the 2000s, and especially nowadays, nowhere is safe for success. No matter where you go, the practices of the once golden state are still apparent. No matter where you go, you will be taken advantage of. You will still have a looming threat hovering above your very head. You will be tortured and turned into a puppet to Hollywood. You will be murdered for living the California lifestyle. None of these fake celebrities need any sort of drug test to confirm that they're sick, addicted to the fabricated lifestyle of Californication. So, in conclusion, I ask anyone out there, are you buying Californication?